let's continue our hotel reservation JSON API system, backend, whatever you want to call it. And before we actually go into test some stuff and finish up our user CRUD, we are going to change a little bit of what we did before. So let's open up user and remember this validation here. Of course, I have a new color scheme. I'm trying something out. It's somebody from the community and I want to give him some feedback on it. So let me know what you guys think about this. It's a little bit softer for the eye and not that much colors, because I think color schemes are basically distracting you sometimes from stuff with all these fancy stuff, and I think this is very soft. Let me know what you think about this. If this is not readable, let me know in the comments or DM or email or whatever. So basically this create user params, we had this string here, right? So let's run here, make run real quick, and let me I forgot actually to, god damn it, my codes. Let's code it up here real quick. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to say basically again, no, I don't want this. I want an Thunder request, please. Yes, so we're going to say http://localhost 5000 API v1 user. We're going to, of course, post. It's annoying because now I need to set these headers. Content type, application JSON, of course, boom, then body. And let's make a user real quick. We're going to say email is going to be foo. We're going to make an arrow here. First name is going to be bar. Let's say James. James is fine. Last name is going to be Petit. And then we're going to have a password, which is going to be, not quite sure, for example, Hunter 1111, something like that. We're going to post that to our backend. Of course, we don't have our backend running. Make run. Now our backend will be up and running. We're going to post that and we're going to say email is invalid. And if we delete this, we're going to have these strings, right? A list of strings. The problem is, guys, you need to understand that in a front end, it's hard to, let's say you have input fields, right? You have input fields and you want to basically map the error for a specific input field. It's hard for them to do. So how we're going to do this is we're going to change it up because I think it's important. So instead of basically returning a slice of strings, we are actually going to return a map of string mapped to string, right? A map of strings. So instead of making these errors a slice of string, we are going to make them a map of string mapped to string, and we're going to initialize it directly like this. So instead of saying append, we are going to say first name, like, oh, it's so annoying here, is going to be just a string here. Boom. We're going to do the same thing here for last name. Last name. We're going to delete all this stuff here. We're going to do the same thing for passwords. We're going to delete all the shebang and do the same thing for email. We can do this, delete this, help, and this. Let's make a run. Right, so let's make run, and then we're going to test it once again. We're going to use this request, boom. And now you can see that we have a nice map, being a nice JSON representation. We have email and we have first name, and if we make a password, for example, not enough characters, you see it's easy to map for the front end, and they will be so happy. Yes, and maybe we could call this, it's fine, this is perfectly fine, this is what it needs to be. They will be happy that we fixed it already. Right, the next thing, what we are going to do is basically finish up our CRUD. So we're going to user handler, by the way, and we have this handle post user. We're going to make another function. We're going to say h user handler handle delete user c pointer fiber ctx error, right? Boom. And let's prepare another function, and that's going to be handle, by the way, update. Actually, we're going to say handle put user. So it's basically, it's mapped to the the request types, right? So we're going to say return null for the compiler real quick. So how are we going to do this? Let's do delete user first. Yes, I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this. So we need an ID, right? So we need an ID. First of all, we're going to say user ID. It's going to be c.params ID. And then we're going to do something like user store, right? Let's open up the user store real quick. And we're going to say insert user, delete user, context, and that's going to be an ID. Are we going to, because we are finding by string, I think we can do it directly with a string, because this is an IDs, right? And we're just gonna return an error, to be honest. You could also return a deleted user, but hey, I think this is fine. We're gonna see, maybe we're gonna change things up. So let's copy this function, paste that in. We're going to say insert user is going to be delete user. That's going to be an ID string. And it's going to return an error. Just like that. How are we going to do that? I think we could do something like res r, not quite sure. I have no clue. We're going to check it out. Call delete 1. And I think we need to specify the context. And then we need to specify a bson.m because we're going to give some params, right? And I think we're going to delete it by ID. And that's going to be this ID. The problem is we need to have this object ID from hex right here. So we're going to copy this real quick. Like this. And paste that in here, right? So now we have this primitive object ID, yada, 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 too many values, no problem. We're going to return the errors here. And then we're going to delete this by this object ID. And if this, what does it return? I have no clue. It returns a delete result and an error. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to say if r is not null, return the errors. And what's this res? It's going to be a deleted count. How many it's deleted? We don't care by that, to be honest. Actually, this res, we don't need it. So we're going to mug the res. And we're going to return null here. Probably. Actually, to be honest, maybe we could do res here. And we could say if res.deleted count equals 0. Maybe we're going to return an error. Or not. That's a good question. That's something to keep in mind, right? And what I always do, and this is basically a little bit of the USP of the program, is we're going to make it to do, and we're going to say maybe it's a good idea to handle if we did not delete any users. Maybe log it or something, right? Something like that. So we have a to-do, very simple. So we could, from time to time, search our to-dos in our project, and then we could actually fix it, right? No new variables. That's because this error is already being declared above. That's delete user. That's perfectly fine. So now we're going to go to user handler, delete user. So we're going to say if r is going to be h user store, delete user, this user ID here. And if the error, actually, to be honest, I think we could, what are we doing here? If the error is not null, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm dying. Let's return the error here, and on the other side, we're going to return null, r here. That's a little bit of strange. Not enough. Yeah, I mean, need the context. So see context here. Yeah. And then user ID. Yep. So this is a little bit weird because we're not going to return anything to our front end. Very important. You need to think. You need to think about what does the front end want. He's going to delete a user. He needs to have some response. So I think we're going to do a CJSON, and we could make a simple response. We're going to say map string. And we could do something like message okay or something. Or maybe, I don't know, delete it. And we could basically say the user ID here. What do you think? I think it's good. Make run. Let's see if we can delete on user. First of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our users here. Boom. We have a list of users, and this is basically Mark from the block here. I'm gonna grab this ID. I'm gonna paste that ID in. Wait, we have a problem. We have a problem here. We need to go back to handler. We need to go to main because we don't have specified our route. So we're gonna say API v1 delete /user /ID user handler handle delete users. That's what we need. Man, what's going on? My throat. Yes. So what am I doing here? Copy. Why is it pasting this string function? That's so weird. Can't even paste it. Look at this, guys. The experience. The experience here. Look at this. What's going on here? This is so annoying. Look at this. Okay, let's type it out. It's gonna be 6432 6. This is so annoying. C67 AD 43 E56 4857 4857 CA 8A5. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? First of all, let's get them first. We're gonna get this thing. Yes, it's working. We have this mark thingy. So now we're gonna delete them by making a delete request, and we're gonna send that. Method not allowed. Method is not allowed, eh? What's that? Oh yeah, it's a problem. You need to do this semicolon. Semicolon, yeah. Let's send it. Boom. And now we're gonna see deleted this user. So if we now wanna get this user, error Mongo no documents in result. So we need to fix also this error if it could not find one. So what we're gonna do is instead of, but the user is deleted. That's good news. So that is working. But we need to make sure in our user handler that we also handle this get request. Handle get user here. So we could do something like this. If user is going to return an error here. Let me try something. Error no documents. Error no documents is returned by a single result method when the operation that created the single result did not return any document. I think we need to this error. So we're gonna say if the error is not nil, then we're gonna say if errors is this error, we are going to return JSON. A map of string message not found. And it's important later on if we are going to set up our errors, because if we didn't found anything, we actually need to also set the correct status. But that's is going to be an episode on its own, is how to basically make our own custom errors and handle them with the correct status. So I think that is something we could do here. Make a run. Let's see if this is gonna work. Yeah, now we have a cool status, message not found, right? Instead of no documents found. So basically, actually, maybe we should make it not error message, but make it error. Actually, not quite sure. Error not found. And later on, we're going to make our own custom error here, and then basically in our main. Right, this error handler here, we are going to check what error it is, and based on that error, we're going to return the correct status code. That's how we're gonna do it. All right, so we have delete is working pretty fine. The next thing we're going to do is update. And then we have basically a good understanding how we can update, delete, and create stuff with MongoDB with a JSON API, and we can reflect that for hotels and all that stuff. And then we're gonna log in our users. We're gonna do a lot of cool stuff in this series on the Full-Time GoDev program. So basically, update. Yes. So we're going to user handler, actually user store maybe. And this is going to be update user, update a user, context, and how are we going to do this? I think we're going to update that with a bson.m. That's what I think is going to happen here. I think an error should be fine for now. So let's do a delete user. Let's copy this thing, paste that in, do that, change this name to update. Context, we're going to do values, bson m. Let's return nil for now. So we should say something like scall.update. Aha. A couple things we can do here. We can update by ID, but we can also update one. And I think update one, let me read this real quick. Very important. Update one executes an update command to, the filter parameter must be a document containing query operators and can be used to select the document to be updated. It cannot be null. Okay. We're going to say update one here. We need a context. And I think we can basically put in these values. Or maybe we could call it filter. What's going on here? Filter. That's going to be a res error. If the error is not null, let's just return the error. Wait. Ah, that's the update. Yes. Yes. I'm thinking filter update. That's what we want. So we're going to say bson m. Yes, so filter and an update. If you think your interface is a little bit hard to read, we could do something like, we can name this, right? You could name named arguments here. So we could say filter and update. The same thing here, filter update, which basically going to be filter update. And that's it. It's going to be a res. Do we care about that? Res dot matched inserted ID and all that stuff. Yeah, we could do CJSON here. That's a store, right? So we're gonna return nil actually, to be honest. For now, and then mock res. We're gonna see if we're gonna need it in the future. That's that. Then we go into user hand. Oh, what's going on? My keyboard sometimes. User handler. Where is my update function here? Here, put user. So we're gonna say how are you gonna do that? I think we could do var params. It's going to be a map of string. And then we're going to say any. And then we're going to say if r is going to be C body parser once again. Body parser, we're going to parse everything into this params. I'm thinking if the error is not null. We're going to return the error. Now we have these params here. And we're going to use them. Actually, we also need an ID, right? So let's do something like this. Let's make it clean. You're going to say user ID is going to be C params ID. Wait, we cannot do that. We need to do it like that, I guess. And then we're going, this is going to be a little bit tricky. We're going to say if R is going to be H user store, update user. So we need to see context here. Then we need a filter. So we're going to say bson. Let's make a filter here. And a filter is basically a way to filter what document are we going to update. Maybe you want to update all users later on with a specific status and update them all at once. So we're going to say a filter is going to be an bson.m. And we're going to say that the ID is going to be, and now we need to have an object ID thingy. Where is this? I think we have it somewhere. Where did we do that? ID. We are in user handler. Where is our... Didn't we handle this here? I think it's in user store. Let me open up this quickly on the other side. Where is my primitive here? I'm going to copy this function from our other stuff, and then we are going to paste that in. First of all, let's fix the ID here at the top. Let's kill this. Then we're going to parse it. Then we're going to make a filter that's going to be our OID. And we're going to say that the values that needs to be updated are going to be the params. Actually, can I do this params? And I'm going to make it a bson.m directly. So let's make it values. Let's make it update. Parse that into our update struct map actually. And then we're going to update the user based on the filter and the update. And if the error is not null, we're going to return the error. Otherwise, user ID, we don't, Oh yeah, that's a problem. It's going to be user ID here. So we have a filter. We also need to make a response, right? But we know the ID. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to copy this and paste that in. And then we're going to say update it. And paste in the user ID. That sounds good. Is this going to work? I have no clue. We're going to check this out. Let's make our route here. We're going to paste that in. We're going to call this app put. And we're going to put to this user ID thingy. We're going to update a specific user. We could make a put to users so we can update them all later on if we actually need that. We're going to see. Handle updates. It's not going to work. It's going to be handle put user, make run. And see if we can do something, right? See if we can make something happen. First of all, what we're going to do is I'm going to list out all these guys. Boom. The problem is I cannot copy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to copy this from local hosts from my end. See if I can do it like here. It's going to be API v1 user. Let's just list them out. API v1 user, enter. Okay, so we don't have any cool JSON formatting here. That's no problem. I'm going to copy this thing and I'm going to paste that into here. That should work, please. This is so annoying. It's annoying and I cannot copy these things on my PC. This is really, really, really bad. Yes, it works. I'm going to send this. Boom. So now we got this James at the water cooler, right? Now we're going to try to update this dude. How do we do that? We make this a put request. And this is going to be the body. So let's say we want to update. So we also need to do some stuff so we cannot update everything we want, right? So we're going to say... let's update his first name. We're going to call him Jonathan. Is that a thing? Let's try this. Why is this giving me an error? Boom. Update document must contain key. Oh yeah, we need to make this specific update thingy with this. You cannot see the arrow, right? Let's make it a little bit bigger here. We need to have this thing. So I'm gonna look that up into our documentation, right? Because there's some MongoDB shenanigans going on. Where can we find that? Here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Actually, this is gonna be fine. Drop. We don't need drop distinct. Also not delete one. Where is update? Can I actually find this with my finder? Update. Boom. Yes. Find one and update. That's not what I want. Actually, that could be. Replace one. Update many. Update one. Filter. That's what we have, I think. Give me an example. Okay, we're gonna, yeah, we need to do set and then bson d and do that stuff, right? So I'm gonna copy this real quick here, boom. So it's a little bit of Mongo shenanigans going on, but that's fine. User handler, I guess. Actually, no, it's gonna be user store where the magic will happen. Update user, let's paste my thing in here. That's gonna be our update thingy. The question rather is, we don't wanna... God damn it, I need to paste it like this, so annoying. So we're gonna say this is the update that comes in, and that's going to be this value. It's gonna be a B, a D. I'm not quite sure what bson M and bson D, what the difference is. Probably nothing. So what we're gonna do is update. We already have an update. We're gonna say, wait, we're gonna call this values. We're gonna call this update here. And that's going to be a bson M. They say D, but I'm going to use M, not quite sure, to keep it consistent. And we're going to say... let's make it D, because I'm not quite sure what they do. It's going to take in something, and we're going to say it's going to take in a set. Like this. And that's going to take in... this is really, really, really annoying. They do double bson D, they do double maps. This is actually... can I put values in here? I don't think so, but we will see. Variables of type derivative M as primitive E. Can we make this a D? A bson E. This is so annoying. This is really, really annoying. But we're gonna see if we can make it work. I have no clue what this is. So we're gonna make an update here based on the values, and instead of this can be gone, we have a problem here actually. This is a little bit looking for me also. bson D, what is this? What is a bson D? It's a primitive D. Yeah, okay, cool. But what is a D? It's a slice of E. What's an E? A key value. I see. A little bit of annoying, I'm gonna lie. I think it's gonna be fine. Not quite sure if this is gonna work though. Let me see in user handler. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna update. That's gonna be our values actually. Let's call it a bson E, probably like that. This is going to be values. Can I use values? User store update user. Let me see what update user actually wants again. A bson M. I think I'm gonna call this a bson e, right? That's what we need. Cannot use values of primitive. It's really annoying stuff, man. I'm gonna lie. Bson e. So what do we want? Bson e, right? Filter bson e. Oh, filter is also gonna be a bson e. That's not true. Filter is going to be a bson. I have no clue. This is so annoying. Filter is a bson m. Actually, it should be a bson d. In their examples, right? Is that true? Filter bson d. But they do it like that. Like Keith, I see what they do. Bson d is going to be a struct. Bson m is a map. That's fine. That's fine. So we're going to change this. Filter is going to be a bson of map. And update is going to be a bson.e. Wait, let me see. ME. ME. That's fine. That should work. Let's open up handler. User. Yes. Okay, cool. Let's make run. This is a little bit of back when I used to Mongo a lot, bson E and D was not a thing. It was bson M all the way. But yeah. We need to be, let's try it again, right? Let's send this. Okay, write exception, write errors. An empty update path is not valid. Write exception, write errors. An empty update path is annoying. What's going on here? An empty update path is invalid. This filter and this values is going to, can we actually encode this to this? I don't think so. That's gonna work. Because I think the problem resides in the fact that we cannot decode it into this. Let me println these values to see what these values are after we decoded them, right? Let me kill this, make a run again. Pretty nil. You see, nil. That's a problem, right? Yeah, because this is okay. Cool. So what we're gonna do is. The good thing is, once we know how to do these things, we can actually... We're going to make this a bson m, because it's going to be a map of any. Right? This is going to work perfectly fine, right? A map is going to work. Look at this. Boom. Wait, what's going on? User handler 39. 39. Oh yeah, of course we cannot do that, because filter... Because values takes in... Let's make bson m. Let's make bson m's for everything. Filter, update, bson m. Let's get rid of bson e. We don't care. We don't care anymore. Have e. I changed this, right? What's going on? Oh yeah. I'm going to say filter and values are going to be both of bson m. Should be so confusing. Of course, now we're going to have a problem here because... to be honest, I think we could do this. I'm pretty sure we can do this. We should. That's how it worked back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, now it works. You see, now we have an updated response here. And if we query this guy once again, hopefully it's Jonathan. Yes, it's Jonathan. So if we put, and we're gonna change his name to Mike or something. Mike, send this, it's updated. Let's fetch him back, get, boom, but, and it's Mike. Yes, can we update multiple values at once? Well, let's see, the last name actually. Last name is going to be Mike Michaels. I need to put, boom. update it, yada yada, and then we're gonna get this back, boom, Mike Michaels. Working pretty fine. Of course, we can update legit everything we want, right? The problem is we need to prevent that, I think, because we don't want to update some stuff. So how we can fix that? So the thing is, now we know how to do stuff. The thing is, how can we make sure that we only update the values we want, right? So that's where the user type comes in. So we go into types user. And instead of making a create user params, we're going to say type update update user. What's going on here? User params. There's going to be a structure. And here we're going to specify the types that we can update. So what can we update? First name, last name. Maybe email is going to be a special way to do this, but let's make it that we can update it anyway. It doesn't matter, right? So we're going to say, actually, to be honest, no, email cannot be updated because that should have a special, because it needs to be verified and all that stuff. We don't want to do that. We're just going to say, for example, that we only want to update first name and last name. Something like that. Yeah. I'm already see a next issue popping up, but we will fix that. So what are we gonna do is we have this thing, that's fine. So I think what we should do in the user handler is basically, instead of, we don't need this, instead of marshalling the values into this bson m, we can, let's comment this out. We're gonna marshal them. Actually, to be honest, we're gonna marshal them in params. And that's going to be, actually, to be honest, we're gonna say params is going to be types dot update user params. If I can make this work, params types update. What's going on here, guys? Yes, update user params. We're gonna do this body parser and params. Just like that, and then, of course, we cannot, these values doesn't exist anymore. We cannot give these params. Actually, to be honest, we can. So we're going to pass in the params we want to update. Yeah, user store maybe. And we're going to change that. So the filter is going to be a bson map, and the update itself, that's going to be the params. And that's going to be types.update user params. That's what we want. So we can only pass in the parameters that we want to update for our user. It's a security thingy. So update user, we need to change that. That's going to be bson.m params types.user update user params, by the way. Yes, this one. And of course, now we're going to have a problem because we're going to set and these values here needs to be a map and not a struct. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make values. It's going to be a map of string. Actually, to be honest, we could make this a bson m. A bson m is basically just a map, right? It's just a map. This is the same thing as map string any, something like that, right? That's a bson m. So what we're going to do is values params first name. I'm thinking what's going to happen if this is empty. We could do it like that. You know what we're going to do? I have a much cleaner ID just in my head. So update user params, you're going to say func p update user params. We're going to call to bson m. To bson is fine. And that's going to return bson.m, right? And we're going to say if len p.firstname bigger than 0. First of all, we're going to make this map. We're going to say map is going to be a bson m. We're going to initialize this map, right? And then if the first name is bigger than 0, if we have a first name, if the length of the first name is greater than 0, it basically means that there is a first name. We're going to say m first name is going to be p.firstname. And we're going to do the same thing with, and I'm going to see if we can make it a little bit, if there is a better approach for this. If m last name is going to be p last name. And we're going to return m. And you could say this is a lot of work, but this is also a validation. You need to understand, because you could say we don't do this, and then everything is going to work and you can update whatever you want. The problem is we don't want the front end to update everything they want. We want them to update everything that we as engineers want them to update. We don't want them to update their password, because that will be with a special password update. We don't want to update their email. That should be with a special email update for verification, and maybe you can only update your email once in a couple of days. So we only want to update simple values. That's what they can. So that's why we do this. That's very important. To bson, that's fine. So in our user handler, we could say here, I think it's in user store, by the way. These values, we don't need this. Wait. So we have these params. So what we're going to say, these params will be params to bson. Something like that. Let's see if this is going to work. Yes, that's fine. So what's going to happen is, this is going to be Mike Michaels. Let's see if we can make it Martin Michaels. Wait, I'm getting. I need to put. Yeah, so Martin is probably working. Yes, Martin Michaels. So that's working pretty fine. But if we want to change the email to Michael foo@foo.com, for example, it's telling us that it's updated, right? It's telling us that it's updated because we changed the first name, basically. But if we get the user, I see what it's doing. This stays the same email. That's important, but the last name is actually empty. So that's still not an issue here. That's still an issue here. Oh yeah, that's because this one. My bad. I think that's going to be a problem. I think we need to check the last name. Yeah. I think that's it. Make run, please. So first thing we're going to do basically is say last name. Let's make it back to, we're going to call him Martin Fubar. Let's put this guy. Put updated. Let's get him. Check. Okay, Martin Fubat is fine. So let's say we are going to update the email. Email like that. And we're going to say foo@foo.com. And then we need to, of course, put, I forget it always, it's going to say updated, but that's not, it's updated, but it will not update the email. The email stays the same, that's fine. Let's see if this works if we delete these guys also, and we're going to update it just the email to see if the rest is basically empty. I hope not, because we're going to get in trouble. No, you see, nothing is updated. Something like that. So what we also could do is check if something is changed and return it, yes or no, but that's our tiny little nitpicking things we need to implement, but that's way for later. First of all, let's finish the 80% of the project, and then we're going to go into detail. All right, fine. So we can update, we can delete. We have the complete CRUD of our users kind of okay. Later on, we're going to probably do some more stuff so we can filter and paginate, but for now, it's fine. So yes, cool. And I see you in the next episode. Peace.